Hi guys, Garth here from DCS Hacks. Today we're going to be looking at carrier qualifications on the USS Theodore Roosevelt, or CVN 71. Patiently waiting our turn behind the jet blast deflector of Cat 1, inputting information like the TACAN and the ILS frequencies, also putting in the radio frequencies for COM1 and COM2. Now, it's been a while, but like most things, landing on a boat is a perishable skill, so it's always good once in a while to make yourself get out there and do some practicing. So here goes. Just setting up the BRC radial of 74 degrees. That'll be quite useful later when we get into the marshalling stack. Just getting ready to taxi into position. Taxiing forward nicely. Jet on Cat 2's just launched, so pretty much got the deck to ourselves. Following cues from the director. Getting lined up nicely. And on the brakes, just putting in the parking brake. Next, we should be asked to put down the launch bar. There we go. Moving it forward, slowly but steadily. Until we get the launch bar over the shuttle. Putting in a little bit of extra power. Just a bit more. And we're in. Being asked to raise the launch bar. And getting the run-up signal. Just having a quick look at the numbers. Wiping out the controls. A salute. Good shot. Gear up, flaps up, clearing turn, and then getting established back on the BRC. Going no faster than 300 knots, not above 500 feet, until we hit 7 miles. At which point we'll plug in the TACAN for the tanker and climb to 15,000 feet. using auto throttle just to keep us below 300 knots, approaching 7 miles, right, time to climb. TACAM for the tanker is 1 X-ray and the frequency is 252 on COM2.
Texaco 1-1, Colt 1-1, request rejoin.
Colt 1-1, Texaco 1-1, proceed to pre-contact at 15,000 at 300.
So here we are, established behind the tanker, ready for pre-contact.
Ready, pre-contact.
Return pre-contact.
Final clear contact.
Ready, pre-contact.
Clear contact.
Just managing the closure rate, using the chord line of the wings as my new horizon, seeing as we're in a constant turn. Gently slowing it down a bit, getting it lined up, and then one last push.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
Looking for a couple of £1,000 of gas. A great visual reference is keeping the lockbox on the canopy bow roughly over the air brake on the S3. Don't let it drift onto the hook, otherwise you may lose connection. Checking in with the carrier.
Marshall 015, marking maps 280419, Angels 15.5, state 7.6.
015, Mother's weather is visibility 10 plus mile. Scattered clouds at 8,000, altimeter is 2835. Case 1 recovery expected BRC 74. Report see me at 10.
Just overhead the carrier at about 4,000 feet, doing 250 knots, about to enter the Marshall stack. We're using barrow alt hold and auto throttle just to reduce pilot workload. At this point, we're aiming to be abeam and aft of the carrier, no more than 5 nautical miles, at which point we start a slow descent until we're at 3,000 feet directly overhead the boat. Aiming to be at 3,000 feet for the overhead. Once we're overhead the ship, the process begins again. Once we're abeam the carrier, we'll take out the barrow hold and start a steady descent until we're at 2,000 feet overhead the carrier. This is the last overhead before we leave the Marshall stack or break the deck. The deck looks clear and there's nothing else in the pattern, so we're looking good. So here we are abeam and aft the boat again, but this time we're going to level out and leave the stack or break the deck and start gaining speed before we head into the break. Increasing speed now, banking quite steeply, aiming to intercept the base recovery course radial at approximately a 3-mile initial before the run into the overhead break, which should be at 350 knots at 800 feet. But on this occasion I'm going to push the speed up a little bit and try what's known as a shithole break. Wish me luck. The ship's up ahead, speed under control, altitude's under control, and just about to level out now on the BRC. Approaching 2 miles, looking good, going full afterburner. Hard on the turn. Throttle to idle, air brakes out, 5G, and then a pause. Counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then pull in some more G until we're on the downwind. Leveling out, looking at the speed, waiting for the speed to go down below 250 before we put the gear down, put the flaps down, and taking a gentle bank, using the HSI as reference, keeping an eye on the altitude, and at this point we're going to be referencing the ILS in the HUD to give us an idea where we need to be in terms of glide slope. Getting on speed, just a little bit low, going to put a little bit of power in to get the velocity vector on the horizon, checking the boat position. About to cross the wake of the ship. On glide slope. Increasing the turn, managing the power, and looking to put the velocity vector on the crotch of the ship.
015. Port of ball 5.6.
Meatball lineup angle of attack, looking good. And touchdown. Okay, 3 were. Nice. So off the brakes, rolling back, hook goes up, applying a bit of power, high gain steering, clearing the LA. Giving myself vertigo. Putting on the park brake, popping the canopy, and taking in the view. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this hack. Have a great day. I'll see you up there. Bye bye.